Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go now on a Sunday, and we are just at the beginning of our winter blast. Of course, yesterday evening, that Arctic front came roaring through the area, dropping temperatures, wind chill factors kicking in. And well, today so far, the temperatures have not moved a whole lot. It's bitterly cold. It's dangerously cold around the area, and it's going to be until Wednesday until we get back above freezing in the Metroplex. We're still tracking this opportunity as we get deeper into the afternoon, this evening and tonight, that we may see some wintry precipitation around the area. Still appears to be pretty light, but there could be, if we get this to go, there could be some impacts with it. In fact, you can see my probabilities as we go through the day, only about a 20% now, but again, up to around 40 to maybe 50% as we go through the evening and tonight. By the way, the computer's saying around 22 for a daytime high. We may struggle in the Metroplex to even make it to 20 this afternoon. Again, simply put, those temperatures are just not moving as we go through the day. So wind chill alerts here. A wind chill advisory does remain in effect, essentially from Interstate 20 to the north. And again, that's basically just signaling those locations, including the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The wind chill factors may be near zero, again, as we go through the day and even into the evening as well. In fact, just speaking of wind chill factors, through the afternoon, wind chill right around 10, maybe even a little bit lower, honestly, here at the Metroplex. And again, by sunrise tomorrow morning, wind chill factor between 0 and 5. This is computer data here. It may be just, I think, a couple degrees high. I think we'll probably be closer for the wind chill tomorrow morning. Again, right around 0 here in the Metroplex. So looking at radar, if you would look at this, you would think, well, it's snowing, right? You're seeing the blue showing up. We have a lot of dry air out there, and I'm going to try and explain this very quickly. We do have what I think is probably more in the way of a little bit of freezing drizzle and a little bit of sleet, not snow, that is actually falling. But again, we've got this dry layer of air that it's falling into, so it's essentially evaporating. But again, as we go forward in time, that dry layer of air is going to begin to kind of moisten up a little bit, become a little more humid. And as that happens, some of that is going to begin to make its way to the ground. I think later this afternoon, this evening, and even as we go through tonight, again, that's going to be more than likely. And again, I'll show you the modeling on that coming up. But just looking around the region here, we mentioned this yesterday. I mean, we're downright cold, right? It's brutal here. But again, look off to the north. I mean, we've still got locations up in the northern tier, negative 20, negative 30, negative 40. I mean, that's a big deal, right? And again, these are air temperatures, not wind chills. And again, that air mass, as we mentioned yesterday, Arctic air, Siberian air, it's kind of like molasses. It kind of oozes in. And once it's in, it's kind of hard to leave. And that's why I mentioned really all the way through Wednesday, we're essentially now going to be below freezing. So again, this will be a long duration freeze across the area. And this is what's at least kind of aggravating the situation, giving us maybe this opportunity of some light precipitation around the area. You can see the little ripple here on the water vapor flow coming in. And again, with that happening, it's going to give us just enough lift that, again, if we can get just a touch more moisture, again, especially in the lower levels of the atmosphere, again, we'll get some of this light precipitation to go. So again, we'll track that obviously carefully. That would have big impacts, again, on travel conditions, especially bridges and overpasses around the area. So again, we're cold. We know the air. It's going to basically spread off to the east, the deep south, again, even locations like the Florida Peninsula. They're going to get a little taste of this cold air as well. So here's the modeling. Let me go and run you through this here. You can see as we go through the day, you begin to see just a little bit more of a smattering of pink showing up. But notice the model kind of trending still the better opportunity just south and just kind of southeast of Dallas-Fort Worth. As we go through overnight, that's kind of the best opportunity, again, to see some of this light precipitation. And then by noon tomorrow, we're talking about tomorrow, Monday, we basically taper everything off. And we'll slowly, as we go through Monday, slowly begin to clear the skies as well. So it's not a lock, we get it, but I think there's a pretty decent probability that, again, we do see some of this light precipitation. And by the way, we do have a winter weather advisory that does remain in effect. If we get that precip to go, again, some slick spots will be likely for sure. And again, right now we're going to keep the power outage potential low. I don't see a lot of icing with that. So teens to 20s for daytime highs. Again, this right here would be your Sunday evening. 40% probability of some of that light precipitation. And again, temperatures, again, in the 20s to maybe upper teens. Overnight tonight, single digits, and again, teens for overnight lows. And tomorrow, simply put, temperatures don't move again. We're basically stuck in the 20s. We got a lot more coming up through the hour. Stay with us.